Dancing Plague of 1518. It began when a woman named Frere Troffio suddenly started dancing fervently in the streets of Strasbourg. Within a week, dozens of others had joined her, dancing uncontrollably day and night. The number of dancers reportedly grew to around 400 people. Many continued to dance for days or even weeks without rest. Some reportedly collapsed from exhaustion, and a number died from strokes, heart attacks, or sheer fatigue. Authorities were baffled and assumed the dancing was a natural illness. In an attempt to cure it, they even hired musicians and opened guild halls to give dancers more space, believing they just needed to, quote unquote, dance it out. Ironically, this made the situation worse as the music encouraged more people to join in. There's no consensus on what caused the dancing plague, but several theories exist, including ergot poisoning caused by a hallucinogenic mold, ergot, on rye, similar to LSD. This theory is debated as ergot poisoning usually causes convulsions, not coordinated dancing, mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria, which is what this video is about, possibly triggered by stress, famine, disease, and religious fears at the time. This is the leading theory today. High stress and psychological trauma might have led to a shared psychomatic disorder. Religious or supernatural beliefs include some believed it was a divine punishment or curse by Saint Vitus, a saint associated with dancing and epilepsy. People may have joined in and out of fear, believing it was a spiritual affliction. The dancing plague remains one of the most unusual examples of mass hysteria in recorded history. It's often cited in discussions of group psychology, folklore, and the cultural impact of trauma. The Irish Fright of 1688. This happened during the Glorious Revolution. As King James II, or King James II, a Catholic monarch, fled England and William of Orange approached, rumors spread that Irish soldiers loyal to James were burning English towns and massacring Protestants. These rumors triggered widespread panic across England, especially in the southeast. Militia groups formed, bells rang, and civilians armed themselves. It was entirely based on false or exaggerated reports, but the fear was very, very real, fueled by long-standing anti-Irish and anti-Catholic sentiment. Several factors made these frights more likely and more intense, including religious tension. Ireland was predominantly Catholic, while English had become increasingly Protestant after the Reformation. This bred deep distrust. Previous uprisings, events like the Irish Rebellion of 1641, in which Irish Catholics revolted against the English Protestant settlers, had left traumatic memories and vivid propaganda accounts of massacres. Political instability, the English Civil War, Restoration, and Glorious Revolution all added to a volatile atmosphere. The consequences were these panics often led to violence against the Irish people in England, many of whom were laborers or soldiers. Authorities sometimes used the threat of Irish Catholics as a political tool to rally support or justify harsh measures. Writing tremor epidemic in 1892. This happened in Germany in a girls' school. What had happened was a group of schoolgirls began to experience tremors in the hand that only occurred while writing. These tremors spread rapidly from one girl to others in the classroom. The school reported no underlying condition or neurological causes. The medical interpretations were physicians and school officials concluded the condition was psychogenic, a product of emotional distress, performance anxiety, and suggestibility. The diagnosis at the time often fell under the umbrella of hysteria, a common, though now outdated and gendered term for unexplained psychological symptoms. A similar epidemic or occurrence also happened in 1904, this time in France at a Catholic girls' school. What had happened in this case was similar to the 1892 case. Several adolescent girls developed hand tremors and spasms that only appeared when writing. The symptoms spread among classmates, eventually affecting a large portion of the student body. Teachers and nuns observed that some students appeared emotionally distressed or fearful before the symptoms appeared. The medical interpretations on this one were French physicians again diagnosed the outbreak as hysterical contagion, or mass neurosis. It was linked to academic pressure, rigid school discipline, and a cholesterol environment. The outbreak subsided when affected students were isolated or the school term ended.